In its sci-fi world, from the ancient times right on through to the 24th century world of Star Trek, ideas of love, marriage, and right and wrong in general have differed from culture to culture. Many people happen to believe that the customs of diverse cultures are what form the basis of morality for those cultures, and this is known among ethicists as cultural relativism. As the model of cultural relativism goes, custom is related to culture, and therefore customs can never be evaluated as right or wrong, for that would suggest the existence of some universal standard of morality independent of people's opinions. Because ethical judgments do not have a standard of morality in cultural relativism, any belief about right or wrong is entirely arbitrary and therefore relative. In our story, Worf bristles at the idea of entering into a parent-child contract. Worf resists the idea because it goes against the grain of what he was taught as a child, and he understands this as custom.
My instructions were clear.
They were not.
Before he was allowed to play, he was to place his soiled clothing in a garment reprocessor.
I was not.
I sense a touch of hostility here, gentlemen.
You were specifically told that.
You told me that yesterday, not today.
If I may suggest...
You know very well the same rule applies today.
Please. Why not simply draw up a contract which clearly defines the duties of each family member?
You mean he tells me what he wants and I have to do it?
No, I mean you both agree to your responsibilities. And when you've done the things that you've agreed to do, then you've earned the privilege to do the things that you want to do. When he's cleaned his room, for instance, then perhaps he's earned a visit to the holodeck to fight his alien monsters.
You suggest bribery.
I suggest working out an equitable system with the rules clearly spelled out. For the child and the parent, you must make a list of your responsibilities too. What would you like your father to promise, Alexander?
No yelling.
I do not yell.
Well, then you should have no trouble with that part. Why not go back to your quarters and talk this thing over? Decide on which points each of you wants in the contract.
Very well.
One day you're going to be glad your father cared enough about you to insist on rules. It may be hard to imagine right now, but eventually most children come to appreciate their parents.
So in this episode, The Cost of Living, ship psychologist Deanna Troy tries to help Lieutenant Worf teach his young son, Alexander, the value of responsibility, but she is immediately undermined by her irrepressible mother, Lwaxanna.
I wanted to leave before my father got back.
Oh.
I hate him. I wish my mother were here. She died.
It's not very fair, is it?
All he cares about are rules. I'm supposed to do everything right all the time. I don't know how.
Oh, to tell you the truth, little warrior, neither do I. But I do know one marvelous thing we can do with rules.
I'm supposed to wait for Counselor Troy.
Exactly. I'll bet you've never been to a colony of free spirits.
What do they do there?
Oh, whatever they want. Artists, philosophers, freethinkers, and people who don't quite fit other people's rules. Personally, I come for the mud baths. You? Oh, you're going to adore the mud baths. Computer. I'm assuming that you have the Parallax Colony on Shirley 6.
That program is available.
Oh, good. Then run it for us, dear.
What's that?
A wind dancer. Oh, he stands guard. See, only those whose hearts are joyous may enter.
Deanna barely recovers from the havoc her mother, Lwaxanna, has wreaked when Mom drops a bombshell. She's marrying Minister Campio of Castulain.
Riker to Counselor Troy. Your mother's just come aboard.
On the other hand,
Deanna, my dear, it's Mother! Oh, I've got such deliciously exciting news. You're going to be absolutely thrilled. I'm getting married. You know, with just a bit of redecorating here and there, this 10-forward room should make a very nice wedding hall.
I beg your pardon?
Ah, where else, my little one? But here amongst all my good friends and in the presence of my adored daughter.
Mother, when did you meet this man? Who is he? I mean, marriage? When did all this happen?
My poor, plodding little Deanna with her questions. Wherever did you inherit such pedestrian genes? What matters, my little one, is that your mother's happy.
Mother, if you're happy, then I'm happy for you. I only asked who he is and where you met him. Those are not unusual questions.
He's such a wonderful man, and he has such good breeding. Oh, I tell you, he's absolute perfection.
Who is he?
He is Campio, third minister to the Conference of Judges from the planet Castulain. Royalty, my little one, naturally.
I didn't even know you'd ever been to Castulain. Or was he on some diplomatic mission to Beta Z?
Well, neither, actually. You see, we haven't exactly met yet, really. Oh, but the profiles we've exchanged, why, they were in such accord that you could weep, my little one. You would weep at the harmony between us.
Mother, don't you think it would be a good idea if you actually met the man you're going to marry before committing to spend the rest of your life with him?
Deanna, I love you, but you do make everything sound like an epitaph.
Lwaxanna also announces that she will be going against her own Betazoid wedding customs by wearing a traditional Castolian wedding gown at the ceremony. 4. The traditional Betazoid wedding custom is that the bride is completely nude at the marriage.
I'm trying to help the boy learn the value of responsibility. You're not helping by giving him a lot of mixed messages.
I exposed you to all sorts of mixed messages when you were that age. You still turned out deadly dull. What are you so worried about?
Among other things, his relationship with his father.
Oh.
No more holodeck, Mother.
Oh.
Please. Anyway, why aren't you all absorbed in your wedding plans? It's only 3 days away.
I'm letting Mr. Home handle all the mundane details. He knows my tastes.
Mother.
Deanna, there's absolutely nothing to do, you nosy little girl. Campio's already sent me his mother's wedding gown, which Mr. Home is now altering for me. Outside of that, there really isn't anything else.
Wedding gown? Mother, stop. You're telling me you're not going to be naked at your own wedding?
Campio is from a different planet with different traditions. He would not approve of a traditional Betazoid wedding, so I am happily adapting. Now, it's as simple as that, and I need some tea.
I can't believe I'm hearing this from the heir to the holy rings of Beta Z. holder of the sacred chalice of reeks.
Oh, why can't I ever work this replicator?
Mother, I think it's time to talk about this mysterious marriage to a man you've never met.
Computer, some gestural tea, please. Oh, anyway, why shouldn't I get married if I choose to? You make everything into such a mystery. There is no mystery, Deanna. Except about this Petrokian sausage. The tea. All I wanted was a cup of tea. Oh, dear, I think your replicator's having a nervous collapse. Oh.